Some choices in life are easy: chocolate or vanilla, hot or cold, tennis shoes or flip-flops. But other choices have bigger consequences, and those require just a little bit more consideration. Join me today as we take a quick look at the Proverbs and learn about one choice that can make us or break us. Read with me Proverbs chapter 9, verse 11 and 12. For through wisdom your days will be many, and years will be added to your life. If you are wise, your wisdom will reward you. If you are a mocker, you alone will suffer. For the person who listens to godly wisdom and seeks to apply it to their lives, they will be rewarded by wisdom. Each person is responsible for their own choices and actions. We are even responsible for the attitudes that we choose to have in life. Making wise choices in life usually leads to good outcomes, but making foolish choices leads to corrupt morals and death, the death of any potential good in our lives. Acting wisely and living by wisdom will increase the number of your days, according to these verses. Everyone who has ever lived wished that they could have had longer life. People often reach the end of their lives and wish they had more time. Time to spend with their loved ones, or time to accomplish unfinished tasks, or even time just to make things right that had previously gone wrong in their lives. Wisdom promises the opportunity to live a better and a longer life. In Proverbs chapter 3, verse 2, Solomon says that living by his wise advice will prolong your life many years and bring you peace and prosperity. And then he says, a few verses later in verse 16, that wisdom has long life in her right hand, and in her left hand are riches and honor. Of course, God is ultimately in control of how long we live and when we die. But the outcome of the natural laws that God has put in place lead to the conclusion that people who live wisely will live longer, and that people who live wisely will live healthier. Because people who live wisely will avoid the sin that can ruin their lives. Wisdom has an enriching effect on the life of anyone who would dare to live by her ways. But for the person who mocks God and His wisdom, they will find themselves suffering for their foolishness. For the wise and godly, wisdom is delightful and sweet. A foolish person, though, finds the wisdom of God to be repulsive and bitter. And the foolish person will suffer the terrible consequences of rejecting godly wisdom. The fool will stand alone and have to give an answer for their irresponsible and stupid decisions and actions. Some of those bad decisions will result in consequences that only the fool gets the effect from. But other bad choices will result in harm to other people. No one will have to answer for the actions or attitude of others, but each person will have to answer for their own. Romans 14:12 says, "So then, each of us will give an account of ourselves to God." And Jesus said in Matthew 12:36, "But I tell you that everyone will have to give account on the day of judgment for every empty word that they have spoken." It is really a simple choice. Wisdom, good; foolishness, bad. Let me leave you with this encouragement from Solomon that sums up what we should be doing to stay away from foolishness. Ecclesiastes 12:13. "Now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind."